Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Just ahead of Ian Furness. Today's guest brought to you by Langley Chrysler. Don't struggle to find a great deal on new or used vehicles when Langley Chrysler has over 200 vehicles on the lot. Save up to $10,500 on RAM at Langley Chrysler, in-store or online at langleychrysler.com. It is Black Friday. We've had a couple of people suggest that we get new chairs today, which wouldn't be a bad idea. And we'll get to this later, Rick, but somebody has found some chairs for us.
Okay,
so
let's take a look.
No, well, not right now. We'll do that.
No.
We'll do that a little bit later. We have Ian right now. I don't think Ian is all that interested in our studio chairs, to be honest. From KJR Sports Radio and Fox 13 Sports, it's Ian Furness down in Seattle. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you're right. I really don't care about your chairs.
Yes. You should. If you saw them, you should, but I realize you don't. How was your American Thanksgiving, by the way?
Good. It was good. A lot of food, a lot of beverage, good family, friends, all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, all good. All good.
Good to hear. A Kraken and at Tampa Bay tonight after their, I guess I could say, surprising home wins against Carolina and Washington. The Kraken just 1 point behind the Canucks in the standings. They have a game in hand. Do Seattle fans care about that sort of thing?
I don't think they care about that, specifically with the Canucks and chasing them down. I think what they care about is the fact that their team was in a woeful spell and they finally came back and won a couple games. The goaltender finally played to the level they expect him to play, when they signed him. It's been an interesting year. I think we mentioned it maybe last week. One of the promising things I think for hockey fans here has been the fact that they are actually, upset when they're not winning or upset when they're not playing well. So, I mean, that's kind of nice. They got a really tough road trip starting tonight, as you mentioned, in Tampa, but it's they're an odd team though. I mean, they don't have the same dysfunction as Vancouver by any means, and really, frankly, nobody does. But they,
you're right.
But they have some issues. I don't think they really know who they are, how they want to play, and the goaltender kind of bailed them out the other day.
You want to switch circumstances by any chance? Vancouver and Seattle?
Well, I don't think we're going to fire our GM or our coach anytime soon. It seems like you guys are on a daily watch for that. I look at Rick and Dolly and Ryan and Dolly's tweets, and it feels like every second we could be getting breaking news, right? That Benning's out, and we've been down that road before. Listen, we have the Mariners in town. We know what dysfunction is all about. If you guys want to listen, I'll trade you the hockey team dysfunction for the baseball team. They're trying to convince everybody they're going to go out and make this team better, and I find that hard to believe because past history says they won't. Yeah,
just 4 playoff appearances in Mariners history. I talk about it a lot.
Thanks for reminding us about that.
Okay. Hey, this is the year. Ian. Hey, we've had people on this show, including Ross Tucker, saying, "Hey, Seahawks 3 and 7, things have changed with that organization. Maybe it's time to trade Russell Wilson." What's your opinion?
Well, I never would have thought I would even venture down that road, but I think I'm leaning that way right now. He's just broken. There's something wrong with him. He's not seeing the field. He's not reading the defenses. He's not making the throws with any anticipation or timing like he needs to make. He's just not right. And whether he's plateaued or not, I'm not sure. Just the way that the franchise is set up and the fact that they don't have a first-round draft pick this year. They have some salary cap space moving forward. There's going to be a change in the offseason. And the question is it going to be Pete Carroll, John Schneider, or is it going to be the quarterback? And, we have an issue here a little less dire than, well, it's actually different. You guys up there with the Aquilinis, and nobody knows what he's doing, although he does tweet and he's on social media. Jody Allen, since she took over for her brother Paul when he passed away, is a recluse. I mean, we don't see her, don't hear from her. We're not really sure who's in charge. Pete's not going to fire himself. So I think if there is going to be a change, and there's going to be Russell Wilson drama in the offseason, it's just coming. It's inevitable. I mean, his agent's a puke. That Mark Johnson guy, or Mark Rogers, he's going to be floating stuff out there. And here's a list of teams he would go to if he wanted to be traded and all that kind of nonsense. You know what? Maybe it's just time to cut ties. And hey, we'll see you in the Ring of Honor in about 10 years.
3-7 in Washington Monday night. Ian, Carroll did give a vote of confidence to the offensive coordinator. Were you surprised at that?
No, because I think just a little bit of, easy tape study when you watch the games. I mean, the plays are there to be made, and Russell's just not making them. There's receivers that are open. There's throws that can be made. They're designing plays that should work, but the quarterback has to be better. He has to make those plays, has to make those throws, and he's not right now. Now, on top of that, you throw into the fact that you've got a situation with an offensive line that's not very good, and their top running back, Chris Carson's out for the year. So, but I don't, I know a lot of people want to beat up on Waldron because there's this group, there's a certain, I would just say part of the media down here that I feel like they're like on the Russell Wilson payroll, whether they work in his passing academy because they're ex-players, they're hangers-oners, they want to be on the inside. There's a certain group that wants to we'll just throw stones. It's easy to throw stones at the offensive coordinator. And again, if you watch the tape at all and just hey, wait a second, Lockett was open there. Oh, DK was open there. Oh, you can dump it off here. He's just not making the throws right now. And most people that are a little more objective will tell you that really it's more on Russ than it is on the offensive coordinator.
Go ahead, Rick.
Going back to the Kraken, Philipp Grubauer, a lot of criticism early, but the last two games, 35 saves, 37. Expansion teams, if they don't have goaltending, they're going to be in a ton of trouble anyways. But is he coming around, Ian?
Well, he's had 2 good games, and I would venture to say out of the season, he's probably had maybe 4 games that you could say, hey, that's the level we expect him to play at. He just hasn't played well. He hasn't made some saves when he's needed to. I'm just curious how their goaltending rotation works. I mean, they brought Drieger in. They signed him to a pretty healthy deal before they signed Grubauer. He's played, I think he's had two games, 1 start, whatever it is, 2 starts now this season. I think they've got to get him some work at some point. They threw him in there against Colorado a couple of weeks or last, I guess, 7 days ago. And I thought that was unfair to him. We saw him give up some big rebounds. He's kind of fighting it a little bit, but, he came off the injured list. They didn't give him a rehab assignment down in Charlotte. They just say, hey, you know what? Go out and see how you fare against Colorado. And he got pulled from that game. So I'm not I know they want to ride Grubauer, but I kind of always thought all along they had 1 and 1A. And it doesn't feel that way right now. And, there's Grubauer's probably needed a couple days off here or there. Drieger will get games. There's back-to-back games on this trip, I think tonight, tomorrow, right? And a couple others. So he'll get his games in, but it shouldn't just be like in the second half of a back-to-back. I think, listen, if we're being honest, Grubauer's got to be better. I think as a team, Hackstall really, really juggles his lines a lot. I mean, I don't think they have any continuity in that regard, and every coach does that. I get that, but I think they're really having a hard time finding like their identity in there, and they don't have guys that can finish. Eberle's a finisher. I dare say, I won't say it out loud, can be at times, maybe more of a creator, but they're trying to find that as well, and their power play and special teams have been so-so.
You got a long way to go to catch up to Vancouver in terms of misery, Ian, at least with the hockey team. Forget the Mariners for a second.
Yeah, baseball team, and we can share, we can commiserate. No Stanley Cups, no World Series. At least you guys have been to a Stanley Cup final. M's haven't even been to a World Series, for goodness sake. So
heartbreak. Don't remind us, Ian. Heartbreak.
On the positive side, you're probably sitting on a nicer chair than either of us are.
No, I'm not. Actually, it's a bench, kind of a stool. So no back to it.
Wow, I feel good now.
No, I got banished upstairs. My wife uses the office downstairs. She's down there right now grinding away. So, I'm upstairs in the loft, and, this is the television studio / radio studio / whatever.
Apple Cup tonight? Apple Cup tonight? Is that right?
Oh, buddy, here we go, huh? Look at this.
Look at that. Look at that.
Put me in, coach, huh? Put me in, coach. Here we go.
Yep. Well, they don't need as much help as the Huskies do, though. So maybe you should think about changing allegiances.
Well, no, I mean, my wife and I went to Wazoo.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're still paying the debt for the daughter at Wazoo, so we're all in, man. We're all invested in, man. And nobody likes purple. It's an ugly color. Nobody likes it. So.
Yeah, Rick and I can relate to the tuition fees at college.
Oh yes.
Thanks for this, Ian. Good luck to the Cougars.
Go Cougs.
Yeah, you bet.